I'm sure you heard by now about the Bundy Ranch, Nevada land grab situation. There's a lot of rumors going around, a lot of misinformation being spread. StormCloudGathering attempted to address this situation. He dispelled a lot of the rumors while kind of promoting one of them at the same time. And as he said, you have to vet your sources. So let's vet the sources. They say people won't like it if you don't got a good beat on it. I beg to differ. I beg to differ. So, the big conspiracy theory is that Senator Harry Reid of Nevada is trying to make the BLM, the Bureau of Land Management, go into Nevada and push Bundy off the property along with his cows in an attempt to get the ENN, which is a which is a solar power company in China, to come in for a $5 billion deal and set up a whole solar power system per se. This all seems possible until you actually look at the facts and pay attention to what is going on. The first thing you will notice is that the ENN canceled their contract or canceled the deal last year. I think it was June or July 2013. We're now in April 2013. So this contract is no longer even valid per se. That's the first thing you have to notice. The second thing is that how grazing fees wasn't enacted until 1986 by Ronald Reagan, and it was done via Executive Order 12548, in which he said that how people essentially have to pay if they want for their cows to be on public property eating the grass. During the time up until 1993, that was the first time that Bundy decided he wasn't going to pay any fees. And he stopped paying fees. He stopped paying grazing fees or any of that sort. So the BLM, they did what any federal agency does. It took him to court in 1998. I'm pretty sure Harry Reid and the other people weren't even involved in this whole process because they weren't involved. So they took him to court, he lost, and they told him he had to pay. This happened in 99 again and in 2013, and they kept telling him you have to pay or have your cows off the property, which is a pretty fair statement. And if it happened to anyone else, you would most likely be in jail. A third thing you have to notice is that Harry Reid is a federal senator per se. You cannot make those unilateral decisions by yourself in reference to a state. You have to get everyone else involved in the state, like the governor or state senators and other officials within that state. That's why you would have noticed, if you were paying attention, not you, but you would have noticed that Brian Sandville, or whoever their governor is, he made trips to China to visit the ENN and tell them that they can bring their business to Nevada. That lets you know that this was an entire Nevada official kind of thing. It wasn't a unilateral Harry Reid decision like what people are trying to say it is. The governor was in on it, and most likely other state officials were in on this as well. So there you have it. So now that we have debunked this, we should take 3 lessons from this. First, money is not free speech. If money is considered to be free speech, then you could have outside organizations such as the ENN actually come into America and influence its politics and decisions in America. Second, people actually have to pay attention and vet their sources. Like what StormCloud says, You have to vet your sources. Don't take anything for just being what people say it is. Actually go check the sources and see if the sources are valid and credible sources. Third, people actually have to pay attention to everything and look at the big picture. A couple years ago, this law was passed to create free speech zones. And as you see, when this whole situation arose, whatever, they instantly implemented that decision to try to lock the people into one place. In freedom of assembly and freedom of speech, this under the First Amendment, this shouldn't be allowed. People actually have to pay attention so when these kind of bills actually get passed, you could object to it, or when it's in the process of getting passed, you could object to it and let your senators and House of Reps people know so that these bills don't make it into law. People actually have to start paying attention and start getting involved in the process. And that's just something we have to take away from this entire situation. So now that I have kind of debunked everything, I've kind of told y'all what y'all need to do, it's up to you to decide. You've been informed. Now get engaged.